Hello and welcome to Anime Between the Lines, the show where I think way too much about things in anime. So, I think most of us are aware of the Punisher, Wolfwood's gun from Trigun. For those of you who don't know, it's a crucifix that doubles as a pistol holster, triples as a machine gun, and quadruples as a grenade launcher. This is cool and all, but what artistic reason is there for this? To most, this is an unnecessary question. Just look at Trigun, they might say. It has this, and this, and this. It even has a guy that kills people with a saxophone. The Punisher is just another wacky weapon in a wacky anime series. And you know what? That's very likely. However, I think there's something more to the design of this deadly crucifix. Consider this. This is an arming sword, but most of you likely know it as the Knight's or Knightly sword. Now, does this design look familiar? Yep, and in case you were wondering, yes, that was intentional. While several historians debate about whether or not the Crusades were because of religion, there's no doubt it was a motivating factor. Not so coincidentally, the lifespan of the arming sword was roughly from the 11th century to the 16th century, during the Crusades. Now, when it comes to the arming sword, there is one specific feature I'd like to focus on, and that would be its guard, unsurprisingly called the crossguard. As you'll see, they meet the blade and hilt at right angles, which is actually pretty odd for swords. Most guards either bend toward the blade, allowing the user to catch the enemy blade and control it, or away from the blade, causing it to glance away from the user, although guards would rarely curve away on both ends since you wouldn't want a blade glancing toward you. The arming sword didn't allow for either of these. Sure, it would protect your hand, but it made redirection difficult on the user. Even swords that did meet their guards at a 90-degree angle, like the gladius and the katana, would normally negate this disadvantage by giving the hand 360 degrees of protection, which, as you can see, the arming sword doesn't have. This not only makes the arming sword unique in its cross shape, but actually means the design was made less optimal so it could look like that. So, how does this relate to Trigun? Well, consider Wolfwood's character. He's a church official who doesn't really think twice about killing if he thinks it needs to be done, something Vash calls him out on.
All right? Why don't you just ask me not to breathe? Thou shalt not kill, remember? What kind of churchman are you anyway?
Now, while the Old and New Testaments allow lethal force for self-defense, Jesus is pretty clear that killing should not be done in his name. Now, I'm not saying that Wolfwood is a one-for-one match with your average crusader. But the idea of killing someone with the symbol of a pacifist is a hypocrisy they both share. Now, I can't say for sure whether the two are connected or not, but either way, I find the similarities fascinating. And hey, you'll always be surprised what you can find when you look in between the lines. So good night, and hey, stay awesome.